All right, today we're diving into something that's poised to totally shake up how businesses work. And I'm not talking about some far off sci fi future. We're looking at what's being called the Agentic Enterprise of 2028. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Now, listen to this quote, because it really sets the stage. Agentic AI isn't just the next wave of automation, it is the operating logic of tomorrow's enterprise. Think about that for a second. This isn't just another tool or a software update. We're talking about the new fundamental operating system for business, the core logic for how companies are going to compete and grow really, really soon. So, what is this agentic AI thing anyway? Well, in simple terms, it's about creating these intelligent digital agents that are way more than just tools. They're designed to actually, sense what's going on around them, make a decision, and then act on it. And the key part, all with minimal human help. So you got to think less helper and more autonomous part. Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into what agentic AI really means. This is a huge leap, right? We're moving from AI being a kind of super sophisticated assistant to becoming a true autonomous partner. This is way, way more than just our chatbots getting a little bit smarter. And this shift in roles, it's profound. I mean, right now in 2025, AI is mostly that sophisticated assistant. It handles the boring, repetitive stuff, and a human still has to make the final call. But fast forward to 2028, the projection is for AI to be a full-on autonomous partner. It'll be tackling complex, multi-step problems and, get this, even improving itself. Humans will be moving into more of an oversight and review role. So that begs the question, how does a business actually get from here to there? Well, the report lays out this really cool framework called the autonomy ladder. Think of it as a roadmap, mapping out the whole journey from simple task automation all the way to, well, strategic independence. So this ladder, it breaks down into three main stages. First up, you've got agents that assist and suggest. They're basically acting as your guide. Then they level up to execute and orchestrate. Here, they're handling entire workflows and only calling in a human when things get really tricky. And that final stage, the one that's a total game changer, is optimize and self-evolve. The big difference here is that the AI isn't just running a process, it's actively making it better. We're talking about it managing entire business functions and learning all on its own. And you can see these stages playing out in the real world right across the business. An assist agent, that could be your standard FAQ chatbot, or maybe something that helps HR draft a job description. But level up to orchestrate, and suddenly it's proactively reaching out to customers who might cancel their subscription, or handling a new employee's entire onboarding process from start to finish. And then it's self-evolve. Wow, you could have a whole mesh of agents changing your product catalog in real time based on demand, or even spotting your top employees who might be thinking about leaving and suggesting ways to keep them before they've even updated the resume. Okay, so building this kind of autonomous enterprise, it's not a small project. It really requires a radical redesign of the whole organization. You can't just plug this stuff in. The entire structure really has to rest on 6 core pillars. And a great way to think about it is this. You're not just installing a new app on your phone. You're building an entirely new operating system for your business. It touches everything, from your high-level strategy and your data, all the way down to your people and your company culture. All right, the first 3 pillars, these are the technical and strategic foundation. First, you need an adaptive strategy. And that's crucial because you're not just setting a static goal anymore. You're building a system that learns and evolves. Now that system needs fuel, which brings us to the intelligent data ecosystem. Without clean, real-time data, your agents are basically flying blind. And all of this has to run on a scalable tech platform. That's the engine that lets these agents actually work together across the entire company. But the tech is only half the story. The other 3 pillars are all about the human element. And honestly, this is where these kinds of projects either succeed or totally fail. First, you need an empowered workforce. That's non-negotiable. Roles have to be completely redesigned, not just cut. Then you need proactive risk and governance to make sure that all this autonomy doesn't just turn into chaos. And finally, you need ongoing change management. That's what builds the culture of trust you absolutely have to have for people to work with these autonomous agents instead of fighting against them. And that brings us to, let's be honest, the most important question of all. What does this mean for our jobs? I mean, the fear is always about replacement, right? But the reality is probably going to be more about a total redefinition of what work even is. Yeah, the question on everyone's mind is, will these intelligent agents take our jobs? Are they going to make human workers obsolete? Okay, so here's the crucial point. It's all about a shift in value. The tasks that are repetitive, rule-based, or just routine, yeah, those are going to get automated more and more. But what that does is it frees up humans to master these new, higher value roles that are all about strategic oversight, system governance, and making complex judgments. We're going to start seeing jobs like autonomy auditor or human AI interaction coach become totally normal. And the scale of this transformation, it's just massive. Check out this number. Global spending on AI infrastructure, the actual pipes and servers that make this all work, is projected to blow past $200 billion by 2028. This isn't some niche trend, it is a foundational economic shift. So what does all that spending on infrastructure actually create? Well, it creates a boom in skilled trade jobs. I mean, AI might live in the cloud, but it runs on very real physical hardware. We're going to need electricians for these super high-density data centers, HVAC technicians for brand new cooling systems, and a ton of engineers to manage it all. So, yeah, the future is coming at us fast, but it doesn't have to be totally overwhelming. The key is to have a really pragmatic, step-by-step approach to get there. You can actually break the journey down into these really clear steps. You start small. In the first 30 days, just focus on moving your AI from simply assisting to actually suggesting options. Then, within 90 days, you can pilot a single agentic process for one end-to-end task. From there, you expand to hybrid workflows where humans handle the exceptions. And then, over the next couple of years, that's when you scale up to a self-improving, enterprise-wide network. And if there's one thing to take away, it's this. You have to treat autonomy as a staged journey, not some plug-in feature you can just buy off the shelf. Each phase builds the data, the talent, and maybe most importantly, the trust that you need for the next big leap. That's how you create a real, durable, competitive advantage. Because the destination is becoming pretty clear. A future where businesses are run by these deeply integrated teams of humans and intelligent agents. So the only question left is, are you? And is your organization ready for that journey?